Hi everyone, my name is Andrew Jester, and my presentation today is on Osama Bin Laden, why a strained alliance made his capture difficult, and why his capture strained the alliance. The alliance I'm talking about here is the alliance between Pakistan and the United States. So to start off with, who was Osama Bin Laden? Bin Laden was born in 1957. He was the 17th child of 52 children born from the same father. His father owned a very successful construction company worth billions of dollars. In 1979, Bin Laden joined forces against the Soviet Union. He didn't fight himself, but used his connections to help fund the soldiers. After the war, he founded an organization called Al-Qaeda. This organization organized many terrorist attacks, including the 9/11 attacks here in the United States. So how was Bin Laden captured? Bin Laden was captured in Pakistan in 2011. His capture was very controversial. This is a video that describes what happened and some of the aspects that made it so controversial.
After months of studying satellite photos of the compound, CIA analysts concluded there was only a 60 to 80% chance Bin Laden was really there. In the photos, a man could be seen coming out of the main building and walking around the courtyard as if for exercise, but it was impossible to tell whether he matched Bin Laden's height. Photo interpreters analyzed the pattern of daily life and determined the family in the main building had the same number of members as Bin Laden's family. None of them ever left the fortress-like compound. It was hardly a smoking gun, which explains these words by President Obama's counterterrorism advisor.
The president had to evaluate the strength of that information and then made what I believe was one of the most gutsiest calls of any president in recent memory.
And explains the tension on the faces of the president and his top advisors as they followed the mission from the White House Situation Room. They were listening to real-time reports relayed by CIA Director Leon Panetta from Vice Admiral William McRaven in Afghanistan. This was McRaven's operation. He called the audibles when things started going wrong.
So, as we can see here, this attack was so controversial just because the Pakistani government didn't know about the attack. So what happened was 24 Navy SEALs stormed the compound that Bin Laden was hiding in and shot and killed him, along with some of his other family members who tried to protect him during the attack. So this of course strained the relationship between the United States and Pakistan. This was Pakistan's response. Pakistan was very unhappy with this attack and called it an act of war. They called the attack an arrogant use of the United States military power. Pakistan was angry because the military did not respect the borders of the country by failing to ask for permission. It was considered one of the biggest humiliations in Pakistan's history since the early 1970s, when Bangladesh became its own country that Pakistan couldn't keep. The United States response was a little bit different, but for good reasons. With how corrupt Pakistan can be, the U.S. was worried about terrorist sympathy. Bin Laden had been living in Pakistan for almost 10 years before he was found by U.S. intelligence, rather than being found by Pakistani intelligence. Pakistan should have known that Bin Laden was living there, and the evidence against them kind of denotes that they were harboring Osama bin Laden at this time, which is something that ISI strongly denounces. Many Pakistanis believed that they should have stood up to the United States, but they didn't. The former ISI director described that Pakistan was weak and that Pakistan couldn't stand without help and support from Washington in the United States. So as we can see, Pakistan wasn't happy, and the United States was happy because they were finally able to get justice from the 9/11 attacks. Although their relationships have been strained, we are still allies with Pakistan. Here are the resources that I used down here. Hope you enjoyed my presentation. Have a wonderful day.